Hey guys, this is my Ninja sl77 review. Just like to start off by saying I really like this tank. I think it's an improvement over other tanks and it's totally like a good way forward for paintball. That being said, there's some good things, some bad things about it. I'd like to break it down for you guys so you know what to expect. I'll start with the good. The size. I feel like the size is perfect. SL77 is slightly bigger than current 68s. And if you look at like 68s from now and 68s from like 5 or 6 years ago, they're smaller. They've been getting progressively smaller without us even realizing. So now I feel like the new SL77, that should be the benchmark. Like, what size tank should I get? SL77. How tall are you? 5'9" to like 6'1"? Oh, SL77. Obviously, it's different for each person, but like the benchmark, I feel like should be an SL77, not a 68. So 68s are getting smaller. Like I'm watching old tech PB videos and stuff like that. It's like 68 for everyone. Well, I want to be the guy that's like 77 for everyone. Just get 77. I feel like they're really good general size for everybody. Another really good thing about it, obviously, the Ninja rigs, right? I love Ninja rigs. They're really consistent, easy to change. Best part about them by far is the gauges here, fill nipples here. So you don't have to have something digging in your wrist. See the silver band? That lets you switch it and pivot it however you want. That way you can like 100% to your gun guarantee the rig's going to be up, fill the nipple down, makes it really easy to fill, do all that good stuff for your tank. Obviously, another thing I like about it, the looks. Looks freaking sweet, right? The red, I love it. Looks way better than just like a gray blank. But they have that too, right? Everyone has different preferences. I feel like Ninja, out of all the tank companies, has like the best looking tanks. They have all these crazy graphic designs if you're into that. So Ninja for looks, for quality, it's kind of like just best tank all around. Go for Ninja, right? Bad things about it. First one, I have one of the original Ninja 77, so it doesn't have a TC stamp. What that means is I can't use it in Canada. This is a very small problem. It's only for really me and like a couple other dudes. Like all the new ones have the TC stamp. I just figured I'd throw that out there. If you're going to buy a used one, make sure it has a TC stamp if you're in Canada. If it doesn't, well, then you're kind of like breaking the rules and you can't use the tank. But just put a tank cover on, no one knows. I guess I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't suggest you guys break the rules. Don't break the rules. I'm bad. All right, another one, there's chipping. I'll show you guys. Where's my chips? Here it is. I've had chipping over here because I have like an XL tank cover that it cuts and then it covers the rest of it, and then where it's not covered, there's chipping. It's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure almost all finishes will chip, but it'd be pretty cool if Ninja made a way that they don't chip. Another one, resting. I have a fill nipple cover on mine too, but I don't know if you guys can tell. Nope, it just looks like a regular old fill nipple to you guys. Anyways, it's been resting. It still fills on everything. Kind of squeaks funny, but I don't know if that's because it's resting. But it is resting, so I don't know if I'm gonna have to replace that eventually. But that's kind of weird. I haven't had a tank ever rust before. Also, another thing is with these Ninja rigs, mine isn't doing it, but I've seen the paper in it shift and spin around. So just be wary of that. They were on rental tanks. I saw that, so maybe that's just because they've been being abused to like just like ridiculous extents. But I have seen that happen. But they're really cheap to fix. Like just buy a new rig. I mean, gauge is like $10, so that's not really a big deal. Biggest problem with these tanks I find, which is supposed to be an upgrade, is these ball valves. Right? I don't like them. The pin is fine. People say it's for more airflow, but I never really had problem with airflow before, so I don't know why we needed more. The only thing it really does for me is it makes ASAs harder to turn on. For a long time, I had a DM13 or a DM14. I had both, and their ASAs are shit. Right? They're terrible. They're really hard to turn, and like on a normal pin, they're really hard to turn. On a bell valve, impossible. I'd have to turn my ASA on and then screw the tank in. So you're like, well, that's a gun problem, not a tank problem. Well, not really, because now I have a Pops ASA on my 3.5, and I had to take all the shims out of here just to make it so I could use the Pops without having to like use two people or just like he-man it together. But since I have 45, I get I'm shooting at a fast BPS. I find my gun's more inconsistent because I'm shooting at 450 psi in my tank reg output instead of 800. So there is like an adverse effect to having this ball valve, which I feel like is like the opposite of what we wanted. To conclude, SL77, new standard, buy an SL, they're great. The SL2s are coming out, so hopefully the regular SLs will come down in price. If you're curious about the weights, I don't have a scale with me, I don't have an original 68. A&S Gear did a really good video showing you all the weights of all their SL tanks compared to regular ones. So I think that's a really cool video. Also, just know the SL2 has come out, which is slightly lighter than the SL, but not nearly as dramatic as a normal tank to an SL. So if you're saving money, get the SL. If you don't care about money, just SL2, right? Go balls to the wall, get the best. Anyways, that's just a quick little review for you guys. I really like the SLs. I don't like the V2 regs because the ball valve sucks, and the V1s were just fine, but I think I'm in the minority there. Lots of people are like, Ninja's greatest ever, bam. And I think Ninja is great. I just don't like the ball valve because it's hard to turn ASAs on unless they're well designed. Like the Empire levers, no problem. So just design ASAs better, I guess.